Hi everybody, my name is Suzette Metcalf. I'm the chef and owner of the Pasta Tree Restaurant and Wine Bar in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is my second year of the International Women's Series. I started it last year. It was March 8th, it was International Women's Day, and I just wanted to wish all of my girlfriends happy International Women's Day. And I started tagging people on Facebook, and it just became like really overwhelming, and had a little bit of an aha moment and thought, wow, I got a lot of really powerful, beautiful, amazing, influential women in my life, and I really wanted to celebrate them. I felt really honored actually to be surrounded by such amazing women. All of them really are like independent, business owners, just heavy hitters in the community. I wanted to find a way to celebrate them and I guess selfishly also incorporate my restaurant. So I thought about it and I came up with honoring each of these women, one per month, and had them pick a dish that was meaningful to them. Brought them into the restaurant and we prepared the dish, and then that dish is featured for the month that they were designated. So we began the year of International Women's Series. We were very fortunate enough to raise over $7,500 for the three charities that I picked. The charities are Savage Support, which I'm on the board of, a founding member also. What we do is we assist women and men who are diagnosed with breast cancer, but they need help with maybe doing their laundry or help with getting their groceries, maybe someone to come in and prepare their meals for them, folding their laundry, taking them to their doctor's appointment. We had one woman that it was amazing. She was a huge gardener, and she, because of her diagnosis, she wasn't able to tend her garden. So we went in and we actually had some Boy Scouts come in and help do the garden for her. So she was able to actually have her garden without physically being able to do it herself. So that's Savage Support. The second charity is Courage Milwaukee, which I'm so just grateful and honored to know Brad and Nick, who are the founders of it. This year has been just amazing because they were able to open Courage Milwaukee House. It's just been amazing to actually see their dream come to fruition and be a part of this. I'm just so humbled by it. Courage Milwaukee is focused on the LGBTQ community youth that are homeless. When I first became part of helping out with Courage Milwaukee, I was just astonished at how many homeless children we have here in our beautiful community of Milwaukee. I grew up here, and to know that there are so many homeless children on the streets is just, I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking of it. It's just devastating to me. And if I can help to get these kids off the street and give them a purpose and know that they are loved by all of us and they are unique in their own ways and beautiful and amazing, and now to be able to give them a home to teach them the skills and to get them ready for the community. I'm going to go in and teach them how to cook some meals, and with the funds that were raised this year, we were actually able to purchase dressers for the Courage Milwaukee home. And I literally went online and purchased the dressers. They were delivered, the boys put them together, and they're using them today. So to be part of a charity that where your money's going, you can walk in and physically touch what you helped bring toward the charity is amazing. Obviously, it's very dear to my heart. And then the third charity is Express Yourself Milwaukee. And again, that is focused toward the youth. It's more through the arts. So what they do is they put on an annual fundraiser. The whole year, the children are part of every aspect of the charity. And Lori Vance this year is actually part of the International Women's Series, and she is the founder of Express Yourself Milwaukee. So the kids from day one, they're learning how to play instruments. They're part of the graphic designs, designing their t-shirts. They do the backdrops for the performance that they put on. They choreograph, they sing, they dance. It's just amazing. And that is also helping to keep our youth just off the streets or sitting home playing video games, all day. It's getting them active in the community and teaching them skills. One of the women that she started with Express Yourself Milwaukee as a child, she now plays in the Milwaukee Symphony, and she learned to play the violin through Express Yourself Milwaukee. So just amazing. And I'm, again, just so thrilled to be a part of that. And these 3 charities are near and dear to my heart. This is our 2nd year. The momentum is building, and I'm patting myself on my own back because I'm really proud of what I've done and created. We're making a difference here in Milwaukee, and it really means a lot to me to do that, be part of my community, and also get you into the Psta tree and teach you and educate you about all these beautiful women that are a part of my life. So thank you, and I hope to see you in the restaurant. And if you want any information, just take a look at our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our website. I look forward to you joining in on our series. So thank you, have a great day, and cheers. Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of International Women Series. I have Miss September, Gale Gant, here today with me. Her dinner is September 18th, and we will be making what?
We are going to make some grilled eggplant that's stuffed with prosciutto and mozzarella, rolled and baked in tomato sauce.
Yummy. So I asked all the women to come up with a recipe, and I also a month that their recipe would be run in the restaurant, the Psta Tree. Gale's recipe will be run all September. You can come in and order it. We'll be serving it as an appetizer.
I think so.
Yeah. As an appetizer. A percentage of the proceeds of every dish sold go to Express Yourself Milwaukee, Courage Milwaukee, and Savage Support. So I guess we can kind of get started with the recipe, and
okay.
If you just want to talk about yourself, Gale.
Oh,
and
my favorite subject.
Yeah, exactly. You just want to talk about kind of how you got into cooking, because I know you were really an artist.
I was.
At first.
Yeah, I was an art student, actually.
Yep.
I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts. I was a silver and goldsmith and a diamond setter in high school. But before that, I was a professional musician with my dad.
Wow.
In the Gant Family Singers. We had like a little folk group that traveled around the country.
Your dad.
Yeah. And so that's part of how I got my skills of performing.
Yep.
And giving, it turns out their cooking demonstrations aren't that different from singing at the World's Fair at Expo 67. But it's kind of the same skills. We're doing a television show on Food Network.
Yeah.
So I got that from my dad.
The entertainment part.
Yeah, and my brother still does it. He's a blues guitarist.
Yeah.
But then I went to art school, which trained my design eye, and I worked
Eye
as a
for
silver,
detail.
Yeah, and just design and contrast of color.
Let's
and
share. We didn't
shadow
really say that you were a pastry chef. That's where you started. Now you're kind of venturing out in savory.
Yeah, I've
too.
kind of broken out of the cake box and do some savory cooking too.
Oh, I like that. Broken out of the cake box.
But I started as a waitress. Like, I give really good waitress in Cleveland, Ohio. But I got thrown in the kitchen one day when one of the line cooks did a no-show, no-call, which happens in our industry.
All the time.
Like, you don't really call in sick or like, oh, I need a mental health day. Like, either you're dead or you're in jail. And that's why you're not at work. So this guy didn't show up. My manager threw me in the kitchen and she said, Gale, can you cook? I'm like, no, I'm from the North Shore of Chicago. We make reservations. And she threw an apron at me and she said, you can cook now, get in the kitchen.
Wow.
And I
What
wish
restaurant
I
was
could
this at?
find her to thank her. It was called Light of Yoga.
Light of Yoga.
So it was a vegetarian restaurant in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. And, the food was simple. It was a lot of like grilled vegetables.
Yeah,
and,
sounds like it'd be healthy.
Grilled cheese sandwiches with tomato and stuff like that. So it was pretty easy. But I was terrified the first sort of half a minute I was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this strange sense of calm came over me, like I'd found my home.
Yeah.
And I get choked up every time I talk about
Aww.
it. I felt like I was speaking a language fluently that I don't remember learning.
All
ever.
of a sudden it clicked.
Yes, and it was like, I know what I want to be. And I ran home that night after
I love
service.
it.
I call my dad. I'm like, Dad, guess what? I figured out what I want to be. I want to be a chef. And my dad goes, gay. It's not a very reliable business. I'm like, you're a folk singer.
Right. How reliable is that?
He goes, well, and a jazz trumpet player. So he really wasn't very supportive. He said, well, I guess everyone's got to eat.
Yeah.
Do what you have to do.
Yeah, and look at.
Yeah, well, it turns out Dad is right. Everyone does have to eat.
Yep.
And it is this art form that connects you with people on a day-to-day basis. We can't live without it.
Yep.
Music you can live without, Dad, but cooking you cannot.
No.
And it really is such a big part of our daily lives.
It really is.
And I love that I do something like that not only as a form of dance and art and craft and teaching and sharing and storytelling, nurturing, it's nutrition and it's survival. It's how you survive.
Well, and it's rewarding. Like on the other end of like making a dish and going like this and giving it to someone, and then they eat it and they're like, oh my God. To me, that instant gratification is it's so worth what you do.
It's this covenant between you and who you're feeding. Yeah. It's about as close as you get to anybody, unless you're having kids with that person. Yeah. Like the closeness is part of what I love, which I have had kids
that was
with
PG
people.
version of.
Yeah. So let's make this dish. Let's make some eggplant. Pretty easy. I'm just going to cut the top off so that the green is removed, and if there's a little, flap of leaves, just kind of peel that off. Yep. These have been rinsed.
Yes.
And we're going to slice these long ways, so there is going to be some ends that are going to go into something else.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and slice
I can use those in my veg sauce.
That part, and then we're going to go ahead and cut slices thinner than 1/4 inch if you can do it.
Okay.
So maybe that's even like 1/8 of an inch.
Okay.
But as thin as you can get it, and still have it be a whole slice.
All right.
Because we are going to roll this, so you're going to end up with multiple layers of the eggplant.
Yeah.
Just slice down. And I'm going to tell you, this is a recipe I learned from this woman, Antonia. We went to Sicily finally this summer for a month. I was telling Suzette, when I met my husband 20 years ago, his family was talking about taking a trip to Sicily. And they were passing around a book that had all these different villas in it, and they're like, oh, let's pick what villa we're going to stay in Sicily.
I love this story.
We were having lunch al fresco outside on the porch, glasses of wine. It's the first time
not married
meeting
yet,
his
so this is like a wooing.
We've been dating like 6 months.
Yeah.
And he's having me meet his parents, his sister Francesca, his brother Vinny, and they're all talking about this trip they're going to take to Sicily, and I think, what do I got to do to get in this family? Like, they have wine with lunch, they dine al fresco, they've got a weekend house in Delaware.
They're talking about a villa in Sicily.
Yeah, it's like, I'm in.
Right.
Plus my kid gets cousins out of the deal. I get nieces and nephews. Someone will call me aunt. So that's 20 years ago. It's really 19 years ago.
This is before Gale's twins.
Yes.
This was just
Gio. Gio was little. He was like 4 at the time. And so I wait and I wait. We get married. We have twins. I'm like, where's that trip to Sicily you lured me into this family with? So we finally take it this year. And
it was a pleasure watching it on Facebook.
Fantastic trip. When I got off the plane, it was one of those little planes with stairways.
Yeah.
The kind that like Jackie O walks off of.
And you're outside. You're walking outside.
Yes. I'm at the top of the stairs, and I look behind me, and there's Mount Pellegrino, and I burst out crying. I'm like, I'm here.
I did it.
I made it. All right, we're just going to brush these with olive oil on one side, okay? Just a little bit. And then we're going to slap them onto the grill.
Okay. Do we season them now?
No.
Okay.
So because the prosciutto is so salty, no need for salt.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to do some pepper, but later.
Okay. Sounds good.
When we're building the dish. So right now we're going to brush one side, slap it on the grill, and then while it's on the grill, we can brush the other side.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So I was explaining, we went to Sicily finally, and there were a couple nights where we had the villa. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
We call it the Kardashian villa. Yes, picked a good one. We had some cousins over for dinner a couple nights, so we hired a local chef to cook dinner.
Oh my gosh.
For the family, so we wouldn't be worrying about it.
Yeah.
And Chef Antonia.
So you could really vacation.
Right, exactly, and learn some local stuff.
Yeah.
So Chef Antonia taught me this dish. This is one of the appetizers she made for us. So let's just throw it on the grill.
Yep. And got the grill heating right here.
Nice. All right, I'm just gonna lay them.
And then I'll bring over the olive oil for you.
I'm going to try to fit as many as possible, so I'm going to alternate.
And there's a tongs right here.
There we go. So we got 4 on, and then we can brush the other side while we're hanging out waiting.
And then I have this pan too to just put the grilled ones.
And you can do this part ahead of time if you want.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Say you've got 20 people coming for dinner, as one does.
Yeah, all the time.
For dinner party. You can go ahead and cook the eggplant ahead of time and just lay it out on sheet pans with some parchment. You can even kind of overlap it a little.
Or in a restaurant, you can have the eggplant there and then just kind of
Right.
maybe even fill them to order,
Right.
to
Well,
bake, or
yeah.
maybe not to order, but
I think,
a couple orders a day or whatever.
yeah, exactly. You
Perfect.
can build them.
Yeah.
So we're going to wait till it's kind of translucent a
Okay.
little bit.
You want a
And
little pepper?
I usually wait till I get to the
Gotcha. Okay.
place where I'm filling them with the cheese and the prosciutto. So
Sounds
let's give
good.
a little quick peek. All right.
Cool.
So this is a nice grill pan. I like these.
It does. It works well. My next purchase for the restaurant is I want to get an actual grill.
A proper
Instead-
big
yeah,
grill.
yeah.
They give us so much heat.
I
though.
know, that's the
You
only
gotta keep
thing.
it
That's
going
kind of,
all
I
the
think,
time.
why I've been holding off. And you know what? This does its duty.
Yeah, if you're not super grill centered.
Yeah.
I was prepping this last week for a dinner.
Yeah, you
for
sent me
Dina and
pictures,
Block.
which is
Yeah,
great.
so that was for like 10 people. So I wanted to bring 30 pieces, so
Mhm.
3 per person. And so I just loaded up my home grill.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Let's see,
That's cool.
it's
So I have to
right.
say, Gail, this is kind of reminiscing, but 2 things that
Yeah.
when you and I first met, and I was working for you and Rick, and one piece of advice that I share with my fellow, like when I train people, is that you and Rick both gave me was, Suzette, always train someone to do your job or do it even better so that you can move on and do something else. And look
Right.
at, I'm getting tingles saying it. Because it's such a wonderful piece of advice, and I swear that helped me as a 20-year-old girl to be a 52-year-old girl. I mean, to use that analogy through my life has made me, I think, a different person, because it always made me open to share and be honest about your training instead of, some people
Are
don't
really
want to tell you
protective.
everything. And like, to me,
Yeah.
it's like, here you go.
Yeah, it's sort of
And I mean, I really think,
counterintuitive.
honestly, it changed the way I train people, and I've trained a lot of people.
right. And I think it's counterintuitive in our business, and also just, chefs don't have a history of sharing.
Right,
It's
yeah.
all about sort of like keeping their
Right.
secrets close to their chest
Exactly.
and leaving out one ingredient so you can never get it
Yes.
quite as good as them.
Yeah.
And I've worked for plenty of, chefs that are like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, for our idea was if you train someone up
Then you can
and
move
replace
on.
yourself,
Yeah.
right, you can grow,
Yep.
which means they get to grow.
Exactly.
So that was the cool thing about
And another
that.
thing when I really first started was because I actually was going to UW Madison, majored
Right.
in biochemistry, and when I told you that, you said, "Well, that fits right in. Those are formulas, and that's what cooking is." And I just like that always, every once when I think about you, I think of that you told me, and it's like, so I really was destined to be a chef or be a cook or
You were studying it without even knowing
without
you were
even
studying
knowing it. And I love chemistry. I mean, that was in high school. That was my thing.
Chemistry and physics
Yeah.
is what we do all
Yeah.
day long, especially as
Yeah.
pastry chefs. One of my
Yeah.
twins, Ruby, yesterday in the car, she's like, "Why do we have to take physics in high school? They're going to be freshmen."
Yeah. Oh my
in high
gosh,
school.
freshmen
I'm
already.
like, physics is great. Physics is how everything works. She's
Yeah.
like, "What do you mean? It's science." I'm like, "Yeah." I said, when we whip up cream to
Yeah.
make whipped cream,
There's a formula,
I'm like,
a
there's a reason that air likes to grab onto fat in a
Right.
certain way.
Yeah.
That's physics.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to explain it. Anything physical
Yeah.
is physics.
Yeah.
And if you can understand how that works,
You got
can
it.
make everything
Yeah,
work.
you got it. Exactly.
She's like,
Oh.
So that chocolate mousse, when we whip up that meringue with the sugar, I'm like, yep. Physics.
Physics.
Right. If you can relate it to chocolate, she's in.
Yeah.
So you can see we're getting some nice marks on these.
Yeah, it looks
I
great.
love this pan.
Cool.
Yes, very happy with that.
Good. I heated it too, like before we started, so it's nice and hot.
Right, but
and
you
I think that's the real secret of a
getting it hot.
Yeah, nice.
We
and
didn't
hot.
have to grease it though or anything.
No, I didn't.
And you can see how flexible they are now compared to when we first put them on. It's pretty rigid.
Yeah.
So that's
These
good.
are great.
Yeah, so these are coming off pretty quickly. They cook, and one of the things I was curious is like when I asked Antonia, like, you don't salt them, and
Right.
Like,
I said the
weep,
same thing
and
to you.
She's like, no. Like, she looked mysterious. Like, what's that?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's something over the years we've adopted. to think
Well,
of
because
as
the
how
salt
you deal with
will
eggplant?
pull out the water on it, so maybe that's why you won't get as good of a grill, maybe.
I don't know. She that kind of was a foreign concept to her and not necessary.
Right, and that was the first thing I asked you too.
Yeah,
You're like, no, don't do it.
Don't need to. And I've made the dish maybe like 5 times now, 6 times now, and never, had a problem that it wasn't
salty enough,
or that just
or
we
bland.
didn't pull a mixture from it.
Yeah.
And you can see they're nice and limp. There.
Cool.
Do you want to do the rest?
Yeah,
or
we
that's
might as
it?
well do the
Okay,
rest.
we'll keep going.
Yeah.
So
So
that.
then I guess go on with your career. So then you got stuck behind the stove and you had an aha moment.
I did, and I really felt comfortable here. I mean, you know how that is. And then there's the ritual of like putting on your apron and getting ready for battle, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I
it's nice to hear that, Gale, because I think through the years, it's kind of gotten laxed. I know as I grew up being a chef and like working my way up as, a assistant sous to a sous, to being the chef of a restaurant, I felt, and I hope this doesn't held against me, but I felt really prestigious. I mean, I felt really honored to be the chef of a restaurant. I mean, it was like, that was a really freaking great big deal to me, you know? And now I just feel like maybe, I don't know, people just don't take it as serious as they did in the past. I don't know.
still feel like you walk into a cocktail party and someone says, what do you do for a living? And you say, oh, I'm a chef. Like everyone's like, you're a chef?
Yeah.
Tell me all about it.
Yeah.
Like they want to know the backstage experience. I think everyone's like a secret chef at home. You know, people,
you're right. Especially with all the shows and stuff like that.
Or things like Blue Apron. People. And reality shows. I think people know a lot more about what we do, and they just keep wanting to know more. And they realize what a tough life it is, of long hours, and
and it's not
relationships are tough, and having kids is, the balancing act is hard.
And I think being a chef, it's in you. Like you said, like
a genetic flaw.
Yes, exactly. It is, because I mean, there's times that I'll see something like a vegetable or something, and already in my head I'm processing it. Like I'm already seeing it on a plate.
Right.
Or I'll even see like a beautiful herb, and I'll think of, how am I going to process that
in a dish?
It's already in a dish in my head, and it's very fast in my head,
Right.
And I think that is a genetic thing. I mean, I think it is. It's like a,
well, I think it's a form of expression. And a form of art.
I mean,
and
you're either
our medium is food.
Yeah.
And so those white peaches.
Yeah.
You can see how they need ricotta and honey with them.
It's
and
like balsamic.
Yes, they just do. And it's like it speaks to you almost. And you do speak
and
that language.
And you can see it in your head how it's going to be, and
Right.
Very
so
exciting.
the journey for me was long, as you know. I think I've been doing it over 40 years now. But from that little job, from that little, yoga restaurant and
like you said,
bookstore,
would you love to meet this woman again?
Oh, I do.
We gotta find her.
Last week I was giving a demonstration at the ACF, the American Chefs Federation conference. There's 1,200 chefs there, and I'm the opening speaker to give a demo
my gosh,
and a talk.
I love it.
But I'm with 1,200 people, and I'm like, someone in this room's got to know this woman, or know someone who knows this woman, because I just want to say thank you. Because it was not a straight road. It was a windy road, and I didn't understand what the finish line. I don't think I still understand what the finish line is, but it wasn't obvious to me, and it certainly wasn't obvious to my, my tribe, my family, that this was a form of creativity that was right for me.
Right.
They were thinking visual art, they were thinking music. At the time, this is like the 70s, before Wolfgang Puck has legitimized us.
Right.
And no one realizes that food is art. I do, because I'm in art school.
Right.
And I'm applying all the same stuff I'm doing in art school, but this has extra bits to it, because it's about taste, it's about smell, which usually in art doesn't involve those senses. So this was more of a fine art than the fine arts I was doing in school.
Yeah.
But it took many years for people to realize that. It was like, I know this. Like my brother said, what are you going to do when Dad has to support you after this is all? Thanks for your confidence. You know, but now he's very supportive.
Yeah.
So over the years, you know, I was able to work in restaurants during college, worked at University Club, worked at Hugo's, worked at the Strath Allen Hotel in upstate New York, and my chef Greg Groman there kind of really formed
you
me.
in.
Yeah, and Rick Tremonto too, and that's where I meet Rick Tremonto.
Yeah.
And we date, and then we moved to New York City together.
Yeah.
Do the New York thing, and then we go back and help Greg open his first restaurant. It was called Chappelle's. And that's where we learned how to open restaurants, which is a whole other set of skills.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
And from there, I go back to Chicago, where I'm from.
I like that you said that, because it's like being a chef and being a restaurant owner
restaurateur.
are like, I mean, they're
added dimension.
They're added dimensions.
And the actual opening, you know, experience of like,
which I love.
Design.
I really love that.
You love when like the drywall's still not finished. It's going to be another week, and you have to like. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I don't love that part.
No, it's hard. I mean, but it does nurture.
To watch it all come together, and then just that excitement and the trying of the new recipes. And
it's like
getting the chairs in, and it is.
You know, and you don't know the end of that story either, but like revealing this experience that you're creating through all the different parts.
And it's so personal too. Yeah.
So, you know, that I did a lot of that.
I was fortunate to be with you for for Brasserie Tea, for Trio, and for Vanilla Bean.
Oh you did Vanilla Bean Bakery too.
Yep. Yeah.
So after we come to Chicago, then we work for Let Us Entertain You for a bunch, and we do openings.
Yep.
We worked some stores too. I worked the Pump Room and Rick worked at Avanzari, but we do a bunch of openings and get that, you know, more experience, and then finally do our own and do Trio. I think we went to England in between there for 3 years.
I think you did, yeah.
Cook overseas, which is nice. Come back, start doing our own stuff, and get noticed by the press, which was terrific.
So on the note of you, like this woman coming into your life, you know, throwing you in the kitchen or whatever, you're a server, that's kind of how you and Rick were for me, because
we shoved you.
You were hiring a poissonnier at Trio, and I'm like, what the heck is a poissonnier? I bought the fish encyclopedia.
Did you?
I was at
Stephen
Wade's Cafe, and he went on vacation, and I ordered in all these different fish. I learned how to to clean them, gut them, to process them. And
so you were a poissonnier.
I was a poissonnier, like literally in a week. And I get down there to interview for the job, and you guys don't ask me one question. I think you just thought I was cute, and you're like, she'll work.
No, you were like, you know, Wisconsin and strong.
You didn't ask me one question about
God,
fish.
Really?
Yeah, but it was great because I had already done my homework.
Yeah.
And you know, Rick called me the Rock. So
you must have emoted confidence.
Yeah, I guess so.
You doing your homework.
Yeah, because I came down and then I didn't hear from Rick for I think it was 2 days, and all of a sudden I called him and I'm like, so how was my interview? And he goes, oh, you're hired. I'm like, oh, okay, well.
Lucky you called.
Yeah.
Right? That's funny. That's funny.
But that's what really started me was, you know, because once I got into that, I mean, kind of the sky was the limit, you know, and I mean.
And that was a serious
kitchen. You guys were
kitchen.
Great teachers. It was a very
serious. And it
serious.
was, you know, the trajectory of that.
Well, and look who came out of it.
Little place.
A lot of great people.
Little place in Evanston. We had no money. We always called that our starter restaurant. You know, like your starter house.
Yeah.
Starter marriage. That was our starter restaurant. We had no money. And
boy, we did it though.
Just turn the lights down low, and no one notices how the china are seconds and the silverware has nicks on it. Yeah. But it was a great
experience. Like I said, like we were talking earlier, and we got 4 stars on my 21st birthday.
Wow.
And I remember Rick, like this is back before internet.
Did he happy birthday?
No, we got in the car. Him and I went down and we got the first
paper.
press of the paper.
You and Henry were like waiting at midnight to get the paper to see the review.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just really exciting stuff. You don't do that these days. I don't think. You know, I think you get it on the internet, and
though sometimes your customers find out before you.
For you.
I was doing some taping of something, and the woman was at my house in the morning filming this thing, and she's like, so how's it feel to get your first Michelin star? And I'm like, what? I got a Michelin. And that's how I found out.
Oh
like,
my
I didn't know
gosh.
yet. And I didn't know the guide was coming out that day, but she's a journalist.
Wow.
So she's on it.
She already knew.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
All right, so we've got these.
Okay,
These
so I
look
think
beautiful.
you want to roll, I'll roll.
Yeah, okay.
And we'll just kind of do her together.
Both sides look good, so you don't even have to pick a side.
Okay.
But so decide if you've got smaller eggplant. Sometimes I cut a little bit off the prosciutto.
Okay.
Just so that
you don't want it to hang over?
Yeah, because it gets a little over salty and also kind of dries out a little bit if it hangs out.
Okay.
So I kind of put it in there and then even sort of fold it in so it's literally
so it fits right inside there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, as I'm cutting bits off, I'll save up like 3 of these.
And then use it on an extra one.
Yeah, on the
okay.
next one.
Sounds good.
And then I'm just going to do some pieces of mozzarella. So again, like the eggplant, you're sort of slicing the moots pretty thin, about 1/8 of an inch. And those
So
we're going to
when
lay
you
on
were
there.
in Sicily or on Sicily,
Yeah.
did you go to any they're not really known for their mozzarella though, are they?
They eat a lot of it though. And
yeah.
just flying there, so we connected through the Rome airport to fly to Palermo.
Yep.
And in the Rome airport, you know how we have like Jamba Juice or
Yeah.
different. They have a mozzarella store because who doesn't need to get some mozzarella to bring to wherever you're
Isn't that
going.
beautiful?
So I loved that
know,
so much.
it's like-
there's a mozzarella store, and my husband said, you have to buy some.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're right. But it's in the grocery stores there. It's very common.
I have some basil here then too.
Okay, so we're just going to put it's sort of like 1.5 pieces.
Okay.
Like about that much.
Okay.
All right, let me cut a little moots for you.
Okay,
So
sounds
I'm
good.
going to cut like 2.5.
Okay.
So those will be your half pieces, and then you need like 4 here.
I'm excited about
All right.
this. This might be a new menu item.
It's a great menu item. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some basil on.
Okay.
So you could either do like 1 bigger leaf or do like 2 smaller ones.
Okay.
And that is when I put the pepper on. I know you're
Okay.
like dying to season
Yeah.
it. So I do the pepper now.
Okay. Great.
So it's inside.
All right.
And then I'm just going to roll
Sounds good.
it up. There we go. And sometimes you'll see like a little bust through like
Yeah.
that, which is fine because you're
It's
going to
gonna be rolled
Yeah, it's going to be
anyway.
rolled under.
Okay.
And then usually I line them up. So you can see this dish is kind of comes to a point there.
Yep.
And your eggplant kind of, so at that end you're going to put it in there as opposed to like this way. Doesn't fit as
so
well.
it fits better that
Yeah,
way.
okay.
Okay.
And you can add to this one, and then I'll do one more. We're doing this. So I think after Trio, we opened Brasserie Tea,
Yep.
and then we did Vanilla Bean Bakery,
Yep. Because we were sick of buying bread.
right? And that
From
was,
Corner
I always
Bakery.
called, that was the year of the bees. We did the bakery, the book, and I had a baby.
Wow.
Quiet
Yeah.
year, right?
Yes.
Mild year. So, yeah, we had Geo. And after that, we did True with Rich Melman.
Yep.
Right. And that caused a lot of stir in Chicago, which was great. And a lot of sort of national notoriety.
It did. It was
I
very-
think, and while I was at Brasserie, that's when I cooked with Julia Child.
Yes.
Right? No, Trio.
It
It was Trio. She came into Brasserie Tea.
she did come into Brasserie
But when we
Tea.
had Trio, that was when the phone rang in the pastry, and I picked it up, and that voice was there on the other end, going, "Hello, Gale. This is Julia Child calling. I want to know if you want to be in my new book."
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
So you're gonna say no.
Let me think
Can I
about
call
it.
you back?
Yeah, let me think on that. So, and it was funny to find out that Julia Child doesn't really bake. So she wanted to write a baking book, but wasn't a baker. So she kind of went around and found. She called us the 27 voices
Oh, I
from
like
around
it.
the country. So it was 27 different pastry chefs and bakers.
Oh, I love
who
it.
Basically,
what did you do? What
so
recipe?
my chapter was the phyllo chapter.
Oh.
We each got sort of like a category.
Yep.
And when I went to her house in Cambridge to film the PBS shows for it, the episodes for it, she came into the prep area, which was in her basement, and said, "Oh, dearie, I just can't wait till tomorrow. I can't wait to learn about phyllo, whatever you call that stuff, from you." And I said, well, Julia, certainly you've worked with a philo before. No, dearie, and I just can't wait till tomorrow. And I remember thinking, like, wait, did Julia Child just say she can't wait to learn about philo, whatever you call it, stuff, from me? Really? Like, I'm in opposite land. And I literally looked down at my pants to see if they were on inside out. Because I thought, like, I'm just in an alternate universe right now where I'm teaching Julia Child.
About philo.
Yeah, so it was quite an experience. And that was sort of like a game changer for me.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Though I remember after we were done filming, I burst out crying. I sound like a crier, don't I? But it was like, I couldn't believe it was over. I had spent so much time that year.
Like in anticipation.
Yeah, and like, oh, when Julia and I this, and Julia and I are going to do that.
Yeah.
And when it was over, it's like, I almost felt like I had to like dive off a bridge. Like, now what do you do?
To get the excitement going again.
I had peaked at such a young age. And, you know, this, of course, was before Food Network, and we didn't know that was coming.
Yeah.
But I thought, like, what else is there if you've done this already?
Right.
And then you get to find out what else there is, which is, you know, we did
There's so much
Brasserie Tea, we did the bakery, we did True, then I got my show on the Food Network, and we start, you know, writing multiple books.
Yeah.
So 8 books later.
Holy cow.
I'm
It's
here.
been 8
Here I
books?
am with you. Yeah, it's been 8.
All right. You need to help me write a cookbook.
Oh yeah, let's do that next.
Yeah.
In our spare time. So we're just going to tap this with a little tomato sauce.
And this is our like clear sauce.
Yeah. So how do you do your tomato sauce?
It's
Garlic and onions, or just one or the other?
Garlic and onion.
And onions. My mother-in-law, my Sicilian mother-in-law, said you can put in garlic or onions, but never both.
Oh, okay.
But she died 3 years ago, so now I can put in garlic and onions.
I use garlic and onion and leeks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wonder how she'd feel about that.
Yeah. Garlic, onion, leeks.
And leeks.
Parsley. And I puree it all.
Oh, okay.
And I saute that, and then in extra virgin olive oil, and then add that to, and then I add in my tomato.
That's very fancy. The leeks. Makes it sort of upscale.
These are pretty.
Aren't they cute?
Yeah.
So you could do as many as you want. This is a 3.
Yep.
And that's a 4.
Okay.
So bake
and
these
then,
out
we'll
about
bake
20
them
minutes.
Off. Okay.
Yeah.
Stick these in.
Okay. Save these scraps for next time.
So then after that, what are you doing now?
Well, let's see. Well, we opened True in 1999, and then Rick and I get divorced 6 months later.
That's a lot to do as a married couple.
And Gio was 3.
Yeah.
But we stay working together because we still like to cook together, and we actually still like to cook together.
Yeah,
20
you're
years
still
later.
friends.
We are.
Yeah.
But we run True I think we ran it for 18 years it was open.
Oh my gosh.
Closed it 2 years ago.
Wow.
2 Michelin stars in the end, which was nice. It was a good run.
Yeah.
That's like half my cooking career.
I didn't realize it was open that long.
Yeah, we weren't there the whole time. We left after a while to go do some side projects.
Okay, maybe that's when I consider it being
Yeah,
done.
like 08, I think we go and open these 4 restaurants in a Westin hotel, and we have, you know, chef de cuisines kind of cover stuff while we're away.
Yeah.
And then I actually started working at a farm at one point, an organic historic farm called Elowa Farm in Lake Forest. I was the chef in residence during the summer months.
Oh, cool.
Cooking with stuff that they grew for their farmers market. But the pay was really bad, so I would teach once or twice a month to kind of make up the income.
To make up for the income. Oh,
and so I've been teaching there for 5 years now, or maybe 6 years even. And I wrote Gale Gant's Lunch while I was there, so I wrote my 8th book while I was at the farm.
Cool.
But what do I do now? Oh, and I have the root beer company still.
Yes.
So that I started at Trio.
Yeah.
So that's over 20 years I've been doing root beer. And the company that distributes my root beer got bought by Cisco. So it's distributed all over the country. Though I'm still considered small batch. I do 70,000 bottles a year.
Wow.
But that's small
seems a lot.
batch. I'm an artisanal tiny little soda pop maker.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
So that's kind of a fun thing. And then
Yeah.
I have a partnership in Think Jerky, which is a jerky company that I helped develop recipes for about 4 years ago. We did a Kickstarter. It was I think the 3rd highest revenue generating food Kickstarter that they'd ever done.
Wow.
And it went national, and it was in like Starbucks, and it's at Mariano's and all this stuff.
So is that selling on the market right now?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
it is. And I have 2 or 3 flavors. I have the my sriracha honey turkey jerky is, I think, the best selling of all the ones in the company. Though the other chefs will say theirs are, but and we're a chef-driven company, so all the recipes are done by chefs. There's one by Doug Sohn from Hot Doug's. He did our classic flavor.
Cool.
Matt Truce did a raspberry chipotle beef jerky. Laurent Gras, who's a French chef in New York, did a Thanksgiving jerky.
Oh, cool.
Jerky, because he's like fascinated with Thanksgiving.
Because they don't celebrate Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, and then I have a sesame orange ginger beef one and the turkey sriracha honey one.
Very cool.
So I do consulting.
Yeah.
I travel a lot for food and wine festivals. I teach at King Arthur Flowers Educational Center up in Vermont, always in October.
Right on. You're busy, man.
When the leaves are changing. But it's, I do Hawaii food and wine, I do San Diego food and wine, I do Palm Desert food and wine, so I can visit my brother in Palm Springs because he's out there in the winter because he can't take
the heat. I mean the cold, sorry.
Right, he can't take the Chicago winters anymore. And then I teach, all over the place, which I just love. Really, what I discovered from having my show on Food Network, which, was on, Sweet Dreams was on Food Network for 8 years.
Sweet Dreams, if you guys
and then
want to go back on it and take a
Cooking
look.
Channel for 2, so 10 years on television, which is
Yeah.
longer than some marriages.
Yeah.
But what I learned from that is how to teach. And I learned that I love it.
Yeah.
Just love sharing.
Yeah.
And, not that when you're chefing in a restaurant you're not sharing, but when
There's a different motive kind of when you're working because you're just teaching to...
You're teaching like 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
When my show would air, there's 30,000 people watching at a time. So I can actually communicate ideas like, get yourself in the kitchen and make a pie. And if the holdup is the crust, go buy the crust. Mm-hmm. Because the joy that you will get from making a pie and how good your house will smell.
Right.
And how much your family will love you for doing it.
Right.
I'll give up that everything has to be from scratch so that you can get that experience.
Right.
So
to make a killer filling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I just love teaching, which is why this is so fun today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sharing a dish. And now you don't have to go to Sicily because
right. Because I have it right here.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, awesome. I guess maybe let's just take a peek in
See if it's
at one of
bubbling
them.
or anything.
Maybe this 3-year might be. We want a little bubbling.
Yeah.
All right, we got bubbling.
We got it. We got bubbles.
We got little bubbles.
Good. Nice and hot.
Beautiful. So, and then we'd probably serve it maybe with just a little, like basil garnish or something on it.
That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I sometimes take parsley and just like snip it over.
Yeah,
I'll take the whole batch of parsley with scissors and just like.
I like it.
That looks nice.
Yeah, it's a little wobbly.
Yeah.
But cool. All right. Well, I'm excited.
It's hot though. Careful.
Yeah, we better wait a little bit.
I think you should wait for it to cool.
Yeah. So we can talk a little bit about your event. So we.
What kind of wine are you thinking of pairing with that? Because we could try it now. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe a Sangiovese?
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yeah. A Sangiovese
Though
would be.
I'm in love lately.
Okay.
With rosés.
I do like rosés.
Well chilled.
Yeah. If I could have ran and grabbed a glass of rosé.
I can picture a rosé with that. It would be very nice. When we were in Sicily, we went to a couple vineyards. We were in the town of Marsala, where Marsala wine comes from.
Yes.
So, but they also make rosés are very big all over now.
Yeah.
I was so happy to see that.
They really are. I just read an article about a rosé beer. They're making rosé beers.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm kind of excited to maybe try that too.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, we could do rosé, or maybe we should get together and taste some wines with it.
I love that idea. Absolutely. And I also love that, by cooking this dish and hopefully selling this dish, it's raising money for charity. It's raising money for great causes.
Yep.
I can't wite a big check to charities, but what I can do is I can give my time, or I can design a dish.
And that's how I look at it too.
Yeah.
And I also like that people can come into the restaurant. If you like to eat, if you like to drink wine, or maybe you don't like to drink wine, whatever, drink water or whatever. All you got to do is sit down, order the International Women's Series entree or appetizer, and you're giving by doing that.
You're doing good.
Just by coming into the pastry and ordering that dish. Right. So, and on that note, the dish, part of the proceeds go to Courage Milwaukee, Express Yourself Milwaukee, and Savage Support. A little bit about the charities is Courage Milwaukee, they started the charity, and what it is to benefit is the LGBT youth community that are homeless here in Milwaukee.
Ooh.
And they just opened, about 2 months ago, just opened the first Courage House. And so they take in, I think it's 6 children at a time, just teach them, living skills. And like even things of like I may go in and do a class and teach them how to make macaroni and cheese.
Right, something simple that they can feed themselves, nourish themselves.
Yep, someone comes in and maybe is teaching them knitting. I mean, like simple things.
So
and then
a little bit of like surrogate parenting almost, because
Yes.
these kids are lacking parents.
Yes.
And they're probably lacking confidence as well. Because
Absolutely. And teaches them how to build that confidence in order to get a job and to live on their own, So it's a wonderful, wonderful cause.
That's
and
great.
I mean, like with that one, it was, they're so small that I know where the money's going. So, I mean, I literally went to IKEA and ordered 3 dressers. They were delivered.
You saw them there.
You can go and touch them,
Right.
so you know where your money's going, and I love that.
Right.
I love seeing that we're really making a difference.
Well, it's not like there's a ton of administrative costs that you're having to support first before any actual impact happens.
Right.
So that
right.
is
That's a
great.
great way to say it. And then Express Yourself Milwaukee is Lori Vance is the founder, and that is also the youth community, and that's through the arts. So kids after school, instead of
hanging
on
the corner.
hanging on the street,
Right.
they go to Express Yourself Milwaukee. They learn about music, arts, graphic arts.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Both of these are like life-changing.
really, really, really cool charities. And then
Yeah.
Savage Support is started by my girlfriend Deanna, who was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she found that she didn't need a lot of the help that anyone else would need because of her friends coming in and helping her with her day-to-day tasks.
Right.
And so she started Savage Support, or we started Savage Support, in order to, like, practical things, as far, like, we will send people organic groceries, come and clean their house, do their gardening, take them to the doctor.
Wow.
So really,
That's really
great things.
impactful.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one because, as you know, I was diagnosed last summer with breast cancer.
Yep.
And when I first found out, I remember my husband said, like, don't tell anyone because we'll get a lot of casseroles. And you're like, what are we going to do with all that food? But people do want to help, but they don't know how, and they don't know what you need. And you don't even know what you need at the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's scary too.
It is scary.
So, but it's, to me, I think the more you talk about things, the less fear you have because you become, more comfortable with it.
Right, and you learn that there's been so many advances. But also, when you've been diagnosed with breast cancer, often there's either some radiation or some chemotherapy after. And part of the hard part is you're just tired. Like, it zaps all your energy. And a person like me, it was so strange to not have energy.
Right.
Like I
You're
never,
the Energizer Bunny.
I know, and I lived in sweatpants for 3 weeks while I was on, having my radiation treatment.
Yeah.
And just so nothing got done.
Yeah.
So the idea of somone coming in and maybe helping with laundry.
just cleaning your house and getting a meal on the table for you. Yeah. And just real practical things, but things that, you can't lift your arms, and like you said, you're so tired, and so any little bit helps.
Right, though they were some of the best naps of my life. Don't get me wrong, but if you could just get an extra set of hands for certain stuff, it really makes a big difference.
And that's what we're doing. So,
great.
If you guys want any information on that, you can visit our website at the Psta Tree. You can visit any one of the girls' events. You can visit Express Yourself Milwaukee, Courage Milwaukee, Savage Support. All the information is there, but know that if you just come into the restaurant and eat one of these meals throughout the whole year, one meal you're donating, a few dollars to the charities.
And I'll be there on September 18th.
September 18th,
I'll
Gale
be in the
would be
dining
here.
room.
Yep.
Yeah.
She'll probably have some cookbooks that she can sign and sell for you, and also just bring a little bit more awareness to the charities. So. Well, thank you so much, Gale. Let's try this. I'll let you cut.
Okay. I guess I should use the small knife. So I'm just going to cut a slice like that for me.
Yum.
Oh, look, beautiful. All right.
Oh, it is good.
Oh,
Looks good.
Still nice and steamy, and you can see the cheese didn't
Yeah.
like, melt out too much. That's why I don't use. I made it once with like Fontina, but it all shoots out.
So then you don't even know there's cheese
You
in
end
there.
up with a nice hollow center
Yeah.
where the cheese used to be. So mozzarella is great because of that.
All
and
right.
we didn't. A lot of water didn't shoot out really,
Nope.
so that's nice.
Nope.
Okay, here.
All right.
Clink.
Cheers.
Oh, I like your sauce. Beautiful.
Very good. Yummy.
Needs rosé.
Yeah, it does. I should have had rosé with it.
On the 18th, we'll have rosé.
You will have rosé.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you, Gale. Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
And we hope to see you guys soon. Come on into the Pasta Tree. And again, all the information's on our websites, Instagram, any one of the social media outlets. So thank you for joining us, and make sure to take a peek at some of our other episodes of International Women's Series. Thanks for joining us.